Hello, my name is Tracy Allen, and I want to welcome you to Cooking with Some Friends. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Cooking with Some Friends. I am getting ready to go out and shop with my sister on a rainy, dreary day, but I wanted to get something for supper going before I left. And in our drawing that we had in November, a lot of people commented how much they liked soups and chicken and dumplings and roasts and those kinds of comfort foods. And so we're going to share a recipe for Crockpot bacon cheeseburger soup. There's a mouthful. So ahead of time, I went ahead and peeled and chunked up about 4 medium-sized potatoes. And I'm going to put those in my lined crock pot. And then to that, I want to add about a cup of shredded carrots. There we go. And about half an onion that I diced up earlier. You can use more again if you would like to. And then I want to add a teaspoon each of basil, and parsley. Always hate it when those are on. I'll just shake it out. Those perforated lids, or the shaker lids, are really handy until you try to get them off. Okay, and then over the top of this, I want to add in 3 cups of chicken broth. Now I'm going to set this on low, and since I'm going to be gone all day, I want this to go for 6 to 8 hours, and then I'll come back in about the last 45 minutes or so. I'll finish up adding the bacon and the hamburger and the cheeses and the milk. So I'll come back and show you that. All right, we're back to finish up our Crockpot bacon cheeseburger soup. Now, I'm dressed a little differently. I'm kind of frazzled. My son and his wife and family called last night and said, hey, you want to go out to supper? And of course I said, sure, let me turn off the Crockpot. So I stuck that in the refrigerator as far as I'd gotten. And then I got it out just a little bit ago and warmed that part back up, which is nice. It's really a fairly flexible recipe. So now I'm ready to finish it up, and that's what we'll have for supper tonight. And I'm kind of frazzled because I've been painting all day. We decided we'd put new flooring and paint and do stuff in one of our back bedrooms, and so this will be really nice to have half my supper done already. So what I've done for tonight is I took about 8 slices of bacon and I fried and crumbled that. And then I drained off my bacon grease. And now in the same skillet, I'm browning about a pound of hamburger. Once this browns, I want to remove it from the skillet too and kind of wipe out any of that extra the drippings from the hamburger, but I want to make sure this is completely done, browned up before I go on. So I will show you how to finish this up, and I promise I'll do it tonight. So I browned my hamburger, and then I wiped out my skillet, and now I want to put about 4 tablespoons of butter in that skillet and let it melt. I can get it off the wrapper. And I have this on about a medium high. And as soon as that melts down, I want to add about a 1/4 cup of flour to make a roux. So this is the thickener and part of the sauce of the soup. And my butter was at room temperature, so it won't take it very long to melt down in that warm pan. So I have my hamburger that's browned, and I've set that aside, and I have my bacon that's cooked and crumbled, and I've set that aside. We've I've got some candy recipes coming up and some Christmassy things that I was doing before, but we'll see when that airs. So Christmas was always one of our favorites. Okay, so I want to add that flour and stir that in. And anytime you add flour to the butter, you want to cook this for just a minute or two because you want to cook out that flour taste. I've noticed lots of different cheeseburger soup recipes, and any one of them you can kind of make them your own by little additions, however you like your cheeseburger, kind of, would be how that works. So I have my milk here. I have whole milk, and I have 2 cups of that. And there are sometimes I'll add a little bit of half and half to my milk or heavy cream just because I like the richness of it. So I'm going to go ahead and add that and let this start to thicken up. I do want to add a little bit of salt and pepper as well. And this is just to taste. Salt. As soon as this thickens up a little bit, I'm going to dump it in the rest of my soup mixture where my potatoes and my carrots are. I'm going to add my hamburger and my bacon. And the only other thing I have to add in, and I don't want to do it until I get all this in the crock pot, I've gone ahead and shredded up 2 cups of pepper jack cheese. Now you can do 2 cups of pepper jack like I've done. You can do just cheddar cheese, or you can do a combination of cheddar and pepper jack if you want a little bit of the pepper jack flavor, but not as much. We just seem to like spicier foods and foods that have a little more kick. But so again, I'm just waiting for this to thicken up a little bit before I add it to the rest. And then once I get everything together in the crock pot, you want this to cook a little bit longer in the crock pot, about 20 minutes really. So by the time this is done, it'll be getting dark here, so it'll feel more like a cozy night in with some soup. And when we did our drawing, like I said, we had lots of people that commented on different soups that they liked. They liked potato soup, vegetable soup, chicken noodle soup. They liked chilies, chicken and dumplings. There were lots of different things. And so we'll try to honor that by sharing our recipes with some of those if we haven't already. We've already done a chicken and dumpling one. We've already shared our chili recipe. And there are so many of those as well. We haven't shared, I think we shared our roast beef or our vegetable beef soup recipe. Okay, I'm going to go ahead. As you can see, it's really getting to be more like a gravy. I'm going to go ahead and dump this, my bacon, my hamburger, and my cheese into my crock pot. So I've added that roux and my beef and my bacon to my potato mixture. Now I'm going to go ahead and add in that shredded cheese that I've prepared. Make sure I get it all. Give this a good mix. Then I'll put the lid on it and go ahead and let this cook for another 20 minutes. Okay, our bacon cheeseburger soup is ready to go. All we have to do is dish it up and enjoy. Thanks for joining us for this session of Cooking with Some Friends. Make sure you like this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And find us on Facebook at Cooking with Some Friends.